Google's Core Web Vitals initiative has increased the attention website owners need to pay to user experience. You can now more easily see when users have poor experiences on your website, and poor UX also has a bigger impact on SEO. That means you need to test your website to identify optimizations. Beyond that, monitoring ensures that you can stay ahead of your Core Web Vitals scores for the long term. Let's find out how to work with different types of Core Web Vitals data, and how monitoring can help you gain a deeper insight into user experiences and help you optimize them. What are Core Web Vitals? There are 3 Web Vitals metrics Google uses to measure different aspects of website performance. 1. Largest Contentful Paint, LCP, metric is the closest thing to a traditional load time measurement. However, LCP doesn't track a purely technical page load milestone like the JavaScript load event. Instead, it focuses on what the user can see by measuring how soon after opening a page the largest content element on the page appears. The faster the LCP happens, the better, and Google rates a passing LCP score below 2.5 seconds. 2. Cumulative Layout Shift, CLS, is a bit of an odd metric, as it doesn't measure how fast something happens. Instead, it looks at how stable the page layout is once the page starts loading. Layout shifts mean that content moves around, disorienting the user and potentially causing accidental clicks on the wrong UI element. The CLS score is calculated by looking at how far an element moved and how big the element is. Aim for a score below 0.1 to get a good rating from Google. 3. Interaction to Next Paint, INP. Even websites that load quickly often frustrate users when interactions with the page feel sluggish. That's why interaction to Next Paint measures how long the page remains frozen after user interaction with no visual updates. Page interactions should feel practically instant, so Google recommends an INP score below 200 milliseconds. You'll often see different page speed metrics reported by different tools and data sources, so it's important to understand the differences. We've published a whole article just about that. But here's the high-level breakdown along with the pros and cons of each one. 1. Synthetic tests. These tests are run on demand in a controlled lab environment in a fixed location with a fixed network and device speed. They can produce very detailed reports and recommendations. 2. Real User Monitoring, RUM. This data tells you how fast your website is for your actual visitors. That means you need to install an analytics script to collect it, and the reporting that's available is less detailed than for lab tests. 3. Crux data. Google collects from Chrome users as part of the Chrome User Experience Report, Crux, and uses it as a ranking signal. It's available for every website with enough traffic, but since it covers a 28-day rolling window, it takes a while for changes on your website to be reflected here. It also doesn't include any debug data to help you optimize your metrics. Running tests continuously has a few advantages over ad hoc tests. Most importantly, continuous testing triggers alerts whenever a new issue appears on your website, allowing you to start fixing them right away. You'll also have access to historical data, allowing you to see exactly when a regression occurred and letting you compare test results before and after to see what changed. As this process runs, it feeds data into the detailed dashboard with historical Core Web Vitals data. You can monitor a number of pages on your website, or track the speed of your competition to make sure you stay ahead. Synthetic tests are great for super detailed reporting of your page load time. However, other aspects of user experience, like layout shifts and slow interactions, heavily depend on how real users use your website. So, it's worth setting up real user monitoring with a tool like Debugbear. To monitor real user web vitals, you'll need to install an analytics snippet that collects this data on your website. Once that's done, you'll be able to see data for all 3 core Web Vitals metrics across your entire website.